This first piece is called In Honor of Our Fresh Felon. My lawyers made me do it. My lawyers made me do it. They said they'd get me through it. I cannot trust them now. They turned away somehow. What made them do it? Who drove them to it? Now, how many attorneys have I churned, and yet they've so mischaracterized my every turn as I watch and grumble, my bridges burn and tumble. When sometimes I need to appear the pauper, though from some limo I was the eager hopper. Oh, my lawyer led me every step. They kept me out of so many traps that I forget the crypt forgets. And when my date of worth needed to soar, I grabbed my bean counters and lawyers and just ordered up a better score. Triple, dippled, my apartment's worth flippered. It leapt, it soared 1,000,000 square feet or more. What do you think? I'd never be confined to walk the earth. Besides, my feet get sore. My casinos, my schools, even my stakes so rare were amazing, fascinating, right until they just weren't there. I partied hardy with the fastest set athletes, so many starlets, I've got no regrets. But if you work for me, look out below. Your wages might have been lost in my latest show. A two-bit pitchman, reality TV, I'm sure that's what they think of me. But I cursed out the allies at the table and helped old Pooty whenever I was able. Now I got my dazzling day in court, and now so I to my lawyer teams resort. Why must they always crawl flip-flopping and slime a dime away to spoil sports? Oh well. What can I say? The judge would muzzle my golden throat, but oh, my friends, we'll later from the crater see what history wrote. And next, this is a political piece relative to our struggle for equanimity among the churchgoing folks who seem to use God to attack people. This is called Nothing Remarkable. Nothing remarkable happened today. As usual, all the fascists came out to play. As usual, they brought all their war toys and take as much as they could of your joy and all the things good. They made sure there was only enough food for some. They made sure all the broken ones were forced to run. They woke up the sleeping and threatened the poor, making sure they were homeless and locked them out of doors. They made sure the very few sick got a hold of their medicine and cranked up the pain without any reticence. They broke down the schools and closed the hospitals if any victim could afford what it cost in them. The orphans were driven out in the field in case their frail bodies might improve the crop yield. And now the children work in factories. This way, Becky's mom, Mrs. Thackeray, won't have to worry about cave-ins of that ne'er-do-well Tom at Lastery. But finally, someone stood up and spoke, and the fascists cheered and called them all woke. And this other piece I'd like to share with you. I know many of you know that the Mexicans have recently elected a woman president, but I want to remind you of a memory of the last Mexican president. This was called The Mexican President is Seeing Elves. This was reported in the New York Times, by the way. Don't call the doctors to report the news. Just post it to TikTok for 100,000 views. The Mexican president is seeing elves. Though this may seem like news to some, it's better than a classroom of kids held by gun, or a missile blister like 100 suns, or a sudden rainfall neath Saharan suns. The Mexican president is seeing elves. Don't hire a shrink to weigh his brain or speculate on the times that the lad's insane. Might as well test the color of purple rain. The Mexican president is seeing elves. Don't call out the army or contract a hit as a sign of the millennium. This just might be it, or a harbinger of tea time. Don't have a fit. The Mexican president is seeing elves. No carpe diem. Don't seize the day. Let the little fella scamper away. If this is it, if the model fits, the Mexican president is seeing elves. Far better, some say, than an unexploded shell, or even some poster boy from the rim of hell, or a rainbow with a knot and a bow just so. But from what I hear, the ALEX can be fun. But if you don't think so, then you better run. And last, my friends, I'll share this one with you. It hopefully will leave you with a smile. It's called The Uses of Humor. When it's said, or you suspect, all your plans are gone and wrecked, when you are sad, mad, glad, or even simply had by something evil, or at least not quite bad, you may stutter and stammer too. If when you're in a jam, do you? Reach at length for something potent like a ducal region or a simple missing docent. Grab a hold of something rash. I'm not talking bags of cash or smoking bowls of Turkish hash, or some spice that makes your pleasure soar or roar down canyons slick as ice. I'm suggesting that you measure another great dollop out, and when you whisper or you shout, grab yourself a great big laugh. Then you'll surely cut your woes in half. Cut them, splice them, mince them very, drown them in a glass of berry, pull their leg and pull their hair. You might just find a generous touch of merriment there. For when they've got you in a box or the holes have worn through both shoes and socks, lean right back and give a chuckle, though it might bend your strongest buckle. All things so tough and stringy are no more than a pretty propeller on your beanie, or a small mustache painted over that picture of the Master Don. Give yourself a hearty laugh, and sure, by the clover in your garden, you'll cut your woes in half. Thank you, my friends.
My lawyers made me do it. I love it. Help old Pooty. Oh my God. Or as Al Stewart said at one show, Rootin' Tootin' Putin was doing some shooting. Uh, we'll later from the creator see what history wrote. Ah, in my U.S. history class right now, we've been talking about historiography and how you and who makes history and how it is written. Um, the Mexican president is seeing elves, not Elvis, but elves. Thank you so much for making us smile and making us think. As always, reflect on our world.